Hi traders and welcome to the daily recap show for yesterday's session in Europe. A little bit of a later one today, but we're doing this on the morning of the 30th of November. So this is for the session on Tuesday the 29th of November. Starting with the FTSE as always, these are the zones of reference. We said that we're currently trading around resistance at 74.88 to 74.98. With a sustained break above here with momentum, seeing moves initially to 75.36 to 75.44. So let's go and have a look at the FTSE yesterday. So these reports are written pre-market, normally around about an hour and a half to an hour before the market opens, and you can see actually in the pre-market session we got that sustained break, we got that acceptance above the 74.88 to 74.98 resistance zone. We then pulled back, and on the open we got that sustained break, we got the acceptance pullback, and the sustained break is when it retests that and then shows a sign of continuing higher. We got it with momentum, we got a really nice strong bullish candle on the open, and that's a really nice signal to take it higher. And as you can see, we took it right up into that 75.36.44 zone where we acted as resistance for the rest of the day. Not really anything here as per my plan. If you had managed to get something as per your plan, this would have been a valid signal, a valid area. A couple of times we did retest it here. In isolation, this is a valid pattern, a nice reversal, but we hadn't taken any liquidity grabs, so not something that I would have been looking to trade. This one, a little bit better, because it had taken the liquidity of that one there, so that high there, so it is better. It hadn't quite taken out the full liquidity, which would have been more ideal, but we had taken out that liquidity, so that would have been better. And as you can see, quite deep into that zone as well. If you're going to do something like this, it's always probably safer to allow for a little bit of a wider stop just above that high as well, just in case it does want to go back and just take that liquidity as well. But another nice opportunity there to get short on the FTSE from that zone. So zones worked really well yesterday on the FTSE. This signal here on the open is my trade of the day. That's the FTSE. Now let's go take a look at the DAX. Okay, so these are the zones of reference on the DAX. We said we have just retested a 14,440 to 14,460 resistance zone in the pre-market session. If we get acceptance above there, we have further resistance higher, and if we held below there, then support came in at 14,325 to 14,345 yesterday. So let's go and have a look at the DAX. Okay, so on the DAX yesterday, you can see we actually then we came down. So the FTSE was much more bullish than the DAX yesterday. Yesterday we came down off that 14,440 to 14,460. Nothing there around there on the open in the cash market session, but we came down and we tested the support of 14,325, 345, and you can see that zone held really well here. You've got a bit of a liquidity grab below that overnight low there, and then a strong push up. You can see as well, you got a push back up, we pulled back here and we held it on the retest and then pushed higher, and after that we just chopped around. We actually did come back down later on just towards the end of the session and did another liquidity grab of the overnight lows. Didn't take out this low, so this is not, again, if this trade here had been on the open, then I think that's a valid trade. I think that's a really nice trade. You've got the liquidity grab, so from a pattern recognition point of view, that's really nice. However, in the context of the day's session, we still had the lows from here, so I don't think that's as good or as strong a signal. I think once you've taken out the liquidity here and then got to push back up and retest, I think that's a much better signal. So that's the DAX. Like I say, some really nice opportunities there from the support zones. The FTSE did have some reactions from the resistance zone. Nothing part of my plan, but just because it's not part of my plan, that doesn't mean to say it's not part of your plan. You may execute on a different time frame, you may have different strategies, but hopefully you can see that the zones work really well on the markets, and they can give you a good guide and a good framework to actually go and trade safely in the market. So please let me know how you're getting on with these reports. Come and join up for the Keyzone service. The link is in the box below on our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please also subscribe to the YouTube channel. You get to join the Keyzone Traders community. You get these reports before the market opens. You get the daily recap shows. You get to discuss the reports as well in our community. And as I say, this will be going to a subscription-based service in the new year, but if you join now completely free, you can get some special offers on the launch of that service. So, as I say, I hope you find these reports useful. I hope you're profiting from them. I hope you're having a great week, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.